Welcome to the the-fwot-show on the Coil Entertainment Network, fixing the planet one idiot at a time. Yes, slightly new catchphrase. If you're watching the show on YouTube, you'll notice, hey, a new logo. And with the new logo, of course, new stuff at the the-fwot shop. Go to the website, the-fwot-show.com. Click on the t-shirt, click on the cup. They take you to where you can get those things. It's real easy. Meanwhile, I'm still Rob Steele. That's still Jesus Jones in the background. And you know what? I'm going to start off with some actual urgent tech news. And I mean this quite sincerely. If you happen to have a computer, because, you know, who doesn't these days, and you're running Windows, one of the first things you need to do, and frankly, interrupt the show to do this, update Adobe Flash. I mean that, seriously. Also make sure Microsoft Office is updated. Seriously, do this now, because, you know, if you need a reason to do things, there is a possibility of an exploitation of one of those zero-day loophole things. What that really means is, if you have a computer that is running Windows, you probably have Microsoft Office and Adobe Flash. If this thing is exploited on your computer, Microsoft Office will die. I'm not making this up. It will make it unrepairable, so you can't even reinstall it on your computer. This is not a good thing. Go update this stuff now. And, you know, just to plug other Coil shows, to make sense of it, the Witching Hour crew, for example. Elle, you're fine. You use a Mac. Bill, I love you, man, but you're kind of screwed. Go update this stuff. Do it now. Yes, this can hit anybody. Hit me earlier. Thankfully, I use OpenOffice and don't care nearly as much. Go update Adobe Flash. If you need to, Google Adobe Flash Update and follow the instructions. It's fairly simple, but it is important. I don't want you to get as screwed up as, you know, the U.S. is getting, mostly due to some guy that I'm still going to call Adolf Twitler. Yeah, Donnie Trump. Adolf Twitler fits him so much better, though. Did you see him last week trying to sing God Bless America? I thought that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen because he doesn't know the words. President of the United States doesn't know God Bless America. Oh, bless his heart. What a twit. And of course now he's in some sort of meeting with Kim Jong-un. And I'm going to paraphrase here. He says he trusts Kim Jong-un very much, even though, you know, he's kind of threatened to blow up the States a few times. Not that we think he can, but that's not the point. He also trusts Vladimir Putin, which is interesting because the two of them, not exactly, you know, friendly with the U.S., but he trusts them. He doesn't, however, trust Canada or the United Kingdom or Germany or anyone in the EU. You know, those people that are called, what were they called? It was a big term in World War, the Allies, the people who are our friends. He doesn't trust our friends. He trusts our enemies. I don't get this. He also put a thing last week against Germany. He doesn't want German cars in the United States. America first. Build American cars first. So he wants to get rid of BMW and Volkswagen and Mercedes because those are German cars and we don't want those in the United States. Except BMW, Volkswagen, and Mercedes, the latter of which is owned by Daimler, who's a Chrysler company. Yeah, all three of those actually have rather impressive manufacturing plants in the States and employ 50,000 American workers. Actually, it's probably a bit more than that. That's just the round number. So technically, while they're German companies, they're U.S. cars. You moron. And it's things like this that make me wonder, why don't things like, you know, him enjoying the company of our enemies but not trusting our allies, why doesn't that worry the GOP? Why are Republicans going, oh, he's perfectly fine? And even if he isn't, he has the power to pardon himself, or so he claims, which is wrong. He does not have the power to pardon himself. Even Newt Gingrich says of Trump's self-pardon attempts, it would be an, quote, arrogant statement of power. Which throws me off a bit, because Newt's still a Republican, right? Or are they finally starting to turn? But of course, that's not the only thing going on this week. Trump's even screwing with the world of sports. I don't get this. When a team wins its big playoff at the end of the season, they visit the White House. The winners of the Major League Baseball World Series go to visit the White House. The winners of the NBA Championship go to visit the White House. The winners of the Super Bowl, the Philadelphia Eagles, got canceled because of the whole kneeling at the national anthem thing. Really? That's why the Eagles were disinvited or uninvited? Is it disinvited or uninvited? I've heard both. Very strange. But several Eagles have come out since and said, he doesn't know what he's talking about. It has nothing to do with the anthem. Gee, haven't everyone been saying that for some time now? Anyway, and that guy in the White House, he lies a lot. You know who else lies a lot? That would be Fox News. And they've gotten caught with it a lot, too. But they did something weird with the Philadelphia Eagles story. They ran a picture of several Eagles kneeling in a circle on the field. Look at how disrespectful that is, they said. It's horrible. It's terrible. Oh, wait, they're praying? Oh, well, that makes it okay then, somehow. I don't understand how that works. Praying is fine, but, standing up for your rights, can't have that in the United States, because, yeah, right. In other Twitler-related news, he rather unwantedly gave the U.S. ambassador to Canada a kiss, even though, he doesn't like Canada. Am I the only one who thinks that, maybe that would be considered unwanted sexual contact, which is punishable by things like jail time or fines or at least probation? But, he does say he can pardon himself if it comes down to it, even though the Supreme Court says, no, you can't do that. Nixon couldn't do it, and we like him better than you. But, he's gone pardon happy of late. Did you see the thing with Kim Kardashian's? Was it Kardashian's great-grandmother or just a great-grandmother in general? I heard both. Frankly, don't care about how she's related to Kim Kardashian, but she was in prison or whatever, and Trump pardoned her for whatever her crime was, which I think was, crossing the border with a passport, because, yeah, whatever. Pardoned her. Now she's out of prison, which, I suppose that's a good thing. But then he went on and said he wanted to pardon Muhammad Ali, the boxing legend. Well, a few things about that. One, his lawyer said, please don't. I love that his lawyer said, please don't pardon him. Two, there's nothing to pardon him for. Seriously, there isn't. Nothing. And three, Muhammad Ali is probably a little bit too dead to care about whether or not you pardoned him. It's not like his corpse is still in a prison somewhere. And if you're offended by that, first find out if he's offended by that, and then you can get back to me. Email is forthcoming. But, speaking of the Supreme Court, which I did a moment ago, it ruled in favor this week of the baker who refused to bake a same-sex couple wedding cake. Unfortunately, I have to agree with him. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. However, that means the word should get out that you don't do that. And that's going to pretty much ruin your reputation. And soon, no one will be buying cakes from you at all. No one should use him anymore. Now we know who he is. Frankly, just alienate him for being a general twat. How hard is that? It all stems from ignorance. Oh, wait. Ignorance. Speaking of ignorance, Education Secretary Betsy DeVos, yeah, I'm pronouncing it right, said that the White House's School Safety Commission will not look at the role of guns in school violence, which seems to have confused the crap out of everyone. One of the main problems we're having right now in this country is kids bringing guns to school and shooting people. But the gun, no, can't play a role in safety because, guns don't kill people. And if we're technically correct, unless you hit someone over the head, the gun is not what kills them. It's the bullets. So here's a radical thought. You can have all the firearms you want. Let's make bullets illegal. Your Second Amendment doesn't say shit about bullets. If you think all the Trump stuff is kind of stupid, let me top that. Earlier this week, in Clarksville, Tennessee, around 8 a.m., a woman was driving a horse-drawn buggy, 'cause it's Tennessee, down the road when her horse got spooked. And the good news is she jumped out of the buggy. She's fine. The horse, on the other hand, took off, ran over several stop signs, and eventually decided for some reason to collide with a parked car, which flipped the buggy. When was the last time you ever heard of an Amish person in a car accident while they were driving? Because technically, even though she jumped off the buggy, she's still considered the driver. I've never heard that before. But that's not the only stupid thing I heard this week. We also have the International House of Pancakes, or IHOP. IHOP. P is in pancakes, in their name. But they've decided to change their logo to IHOB, IHOB. And people have wondered, what does the B stand for? International House of Because? No. They announced, finally, because this was out for a while, before they finally said what the B stood for. A lot of people thought breakfast. They serve breakfast. They're screwing up their logo, which has been there for, ever. No. It is now the International House of Burgers, because they sell those. They've actually pretty much always sold those, and I'm not sure they needed to change anything at all. Although I was amused by this. Chiquita, the banana people, ran an ad using the new IHOB logo, claiming it stood for bananas. Good for them. International House of Bananas, because, we could use one of those. Just so you know, it is still technically IHOB, and they'll be changing the signs back. Thanks for wasting our money. Appreciate it. How about some good news? I really liked this story. There's a young woman named Hailey-Dawson who just turned 8 years old, and she was born with a rare birth defect called Poland syndrome, giving her an underdeveloped pectoral muscle and missing some fingers on her right hand. Now, that's not the good news. Her parents contacted UNLV's Howard R. Hughes College of Engineering for help. This will make sense. And over the past 3 years, students and faculty have designed multiple 3D printed hands, which Haley can use to grab things and pick up things and even throw things. Throw things like baseballs. And she has a dream of throwing out the first pitch at every major league ballpark. Not at the same time, just, at some points during the season. This past week, she crossed off Coors Field in Colorado and Oakland's Rickey Henderson Field. See? That's actually making 10 off the list. 20 to go, and that is cool. Now, if you agree with that, or disagree with that, or have any comments or questions or ideas about the show, contact me. Go to the website, the-fwot-show.com. There's buttons for Facebook and Twitter if you want to contact me that way. There's a button for email. Of course, the email address is rob@the-fwot-show.com. You can use any way you want to. Send me a carrier pigeon. I haven't gotten one of those in a while. While you're on the website, click the buttons to subscribe to the show through iTunes or the Google Play Store or YouTube. I think there's several other places there too. However you want to subscribe, just subscribe to the show because it's fun. And don't forget to click on the new Fwot shop where there's new stuff. There's new shirts to go with the new logo. There's new coffee mugs to go with the new logo. Even a new hat to go with the new logo. See? Get the stuff. It's on sale. Pick it up while it's on sale. It's cheaper that way. Funny how that works out. In the meantime, I'm going to leave you with a bit of tech news that's actually really cool, even though it starts with something that people think is stupid. And that thing that they think is stupid is Pokemon Go, which is called an augmented reality game, where it uses the camera on your phone to put a Pokemon somewhere within your visual range that you can catch with a little odd animated ball. People think that's a stupid idea. Augmented reality is horrible. There's no point to it. It's just for silly games. Oh yeah? How's this? A Canadian company called eSight has created an augmented reality pair of glasses that allow people who are technically, not completely blind, but technically blind, to see again. Think of Geordi LaForge from Star Trek The Next Generation. You know the banana clip LeVar Burton wore that let his character see? That's what this is. So don't knock the video games. They help more than you think. In the meantime, I'd like you all to have a very good week and be safe out there because it's, Trump's still in charge, so it is going to get worse before it gets better.